is fun. Phonics is fun. Phonics is fun. Phonics is fun.
Hello! Welcome to today's phonics session with Auntie Natasha.
Hello readers, welcome to another phonics session. Today I want to help you out with a phonics rule that I think causes a lot of problem when spelling. And you know Auntie Nats wants you to be a great speller and reader too. So you know what? We're going to be looking at the digraph EI and IE. The digraph EI and IE. So a digraph when two letters go together and one sound is heard. So in this case we have vowel digraph because we have two vowels there. How do we know when to spell with EI? And when do we know how to spell with IE? Alright, we are going to work on a little, there is a mnemonic that can help us to do that. What is a mnemonic? A mnemonic is a prompt, right? So it is something that we're going to use to help us to remember how to spell these words correctly. And so the mnemonic says, I before E except after C. Let's catch that part. I before E except after C. One more time, let's do that. I before E except after C. Or when the digraph, remember the digraph we're working on makes the A sound. That's the long A says A. So let's do that together. I before E except after C. Or when the digraph makes the long A sound when the digraph says A. Catch that? Are you ready? Don't worry about it. We are going to practice. So let's go. So we have our set of words here with the I before E. Let's look. I before E. Here they are. I before E. I before E. I before E. So we're starting with the first part of the rule. I before E except after C. So when we're spelling with the digraph, this digraph combination, which of them are we going to use? We're going to use I before E, or we're going to spell and write I before E except after C, right? So we're looking at the preceding letter. So in this word, we have L. So this is not C. That is why we have I before E. This is H, not C, so we have I before E. That's what we're talking about. This is P, not C, so we have I before E. So it is I before E, except after C, or we'll get to the orange juice season. So let's go. This word is believe, I before E. Chief, I before E. Achieve, I before E. Peace, I before E. Thief, I before E. Grieve, I before E. And niece, I before E. But you know what I'm recognizing? Do you realize that most of these words with the I before E, the digraph gives a long E sound? Do we notice that? Most of them have the long E sound. So that's something we can look for. Did you notice that? Did you notice that? That's something we can look out for. Let's read our words. Believe, chief, achieve, peace, thief, grieve, niece. I before E. I before E. Okay? Then we have after C. So let's see what happens after C. So after C, we will not spell I before E. We're going to spell E, then I. After C, it's going to be E, then I. So let's look at that. C, we have E, then I. C, E, then I. C, E, then I. C, E, then I. C, E, then I. So let's look at our words. We have receive. Here is a C. Let me see if I can put my C, circle my C, so we can see the C and remember our spelling. See the C. Can you see the C? All right, let's go. So let's say our rule again. I before E except after C. After C we have EI. Receive, deceive, receipt, deceit, conceit, ceiling. Points to the ceiling for me. Ceiling. Okay, great. ceiling. And of course, we're going to have exceptions. We do have some exceptions. And for the list of words that will not work with this rule, or the rule I'm going to talk about, guess what? We just have to memorize those. Treat them the way we treat sight words. We have to memorize as a small group of them. We'll memorize them and we'll study them. But until we get there, let's go over to the next part of a rule. Let's go. I before E except after C, or when the digraph makes the A sound, long A sound. Okay? Follow me. So here we have, this word is way. So we're hearing A along here. A, way, wait, nay, neighbor, eight, vein, beige. So we spell the E-I, not I before E. Okay? So let's go through our words again. Way, wait, nay, neighbor, vein, vein and beige. We get the long A sound in these words. Apart from the exceptions to the rule, what's the rule? I before E except after C, or when the digraph makes the long A sound. We have some words that will have a combination, So we have the C-E-I-N combination. These words do not follow the rule. You notice I didn't even consider them exception to the rule. They are just not considered when we're thinking about this rule. So let's look at our 4 words that we're going to remember. Efficient, ancient, conscience, and sufficient. Read with me. Efficient, ancient, conscience, sufficient. These are not, but look at the letters in there. So we have to remember how to spell these words as well as our exceptions to the rule. Now, do the video over and over and over again until you have mastered the spelling of the words that you were exposed to in this video. And if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, go ahead, subscribe now. Like the video, share, and also hit the notification bell. See you soon.